What's up, nerds? How's it going? It's Chris here from Pack Nerds, and today we've got a completely different video. We're going to be taking a look at the age-old question: who would win between Batman and Iron Man? So we've split this contest up into three categories: wealth, foes, technology. How much money they earn, who has more, the toughest foes, who's defeated the tougher foe, and finally, who has the better tech. And after all of that, we'll give our final verdict on who we think legitimately would win out of Batman and Iron Man. Let's get into the first one. So we did our research, and between Wayne Enterprises and Stark Industries, there is a huge difference in wealth. Although from the outside, they both kind of look similar in how much money they earn, Batman earns significantly less than Iron Man. Wayne Enterprises and the whole of Batman's and Bruce Wayne's assets comes to about 9.2 billion. Take it with a pinch of salt, this is all fiction. But when looking at Iron Man and Tony Stark's assets and Stark Industries, all of that stuff comes in at a whopping $100 billion worth of stuff. Editor's note from future Chris. So I don't think I made it quite clear the intricacies of Batman's finances. If you just look at it from face value, Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark has the 100 million and Bruce Wayne has the 9.8. But if you look at the in-depth and all the sort of shell companies that Bruce Wayne has, where he puts his money to hide it and sort of use it for his vigilante stuff, then they're quite similar and a lot closer than I made out when I first talked about this. But overall, Iron Man still wins, even though it's only by a few billion, which is, you know, nothing. But face value, Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark, and Tony Stark is miles ahead. I know he's got his tower and he sells weapons to military. It just seems a lot of money. Compare that with Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, two of the most richest men in the planet. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk currently are way more wealthy than Tony Stark is in his fictional universe. The man who sells secondhand books and the man who sells battery charged cars is worth a lot more money, in the billions more money than Tony Stark. But that's fine. We're not fighting Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk yet. So between them two, Iron Man gets the point. Iron Man has way more money than Batman. Now, category 2 was very, very difficult. We had a look at Batman, the toughest foes, all of his storylines. You're looking at Darkseid being defeated, Reverse Flash being defeated. That's huge. Like, Flash arguably could defeat all of the Avengers in one go, but we're not getting into that. This isn't Flash versus the Marvel Universe. Maybe that's a different video. But we're looking at Batman, and he's beaten Darkseid. He's beaten Reverse Flash. Is there anyone really at this point in the conversation that I could say Iron Man is beat that would make you believe that he wins? Probably not. But I'm going to try and do my best because I want this to be an even discussion. I want it to be a well-rounded discussion. Now, Iron Man has defeated 3, 2.5, the third one's arguable, people and superheroes and villains that come maybe close to that achievement, and I'll explain why. So, Darkseid being the oldest of the New Gods, huge villain the Batman could defeat. Iron Man hasn't quite done that. He's defeated Hulk, which is a huge achievement, and he's beaten Hulk a few times, and we're going to say the Hulkbuster armor, all of that stuff has helped achieve that, and defeating Hulk is massive. It's not quite Darkseid and it's not quite Reverse Flash. This next one is the half. This is one I'm not too sure if we can count, but we've got Thanos down because Iron Man did kind of outsmart him and defeat him with the Iron Man secret snappy glove thing that he did, and it was very, very clever. But we're not sure. You can kind of say that's like an Avengers victory. But the final one I think is most important to consider is Magneto. Tony Stark and Iron Man defeated Magneto, and you might be thinking, well, Magneto's not that big. Magneto controls all metal. Iron Man's suit and all his tech is made of metal, so it's his kryptonite. Excuse the pun, but Magneto is Iron Man's kryptonite. But in this story, just to show how clever and smart Iron Man is, he seen this coming a mile off, and he's made his armor out of carbon fibers, and he's just smart with it. So between the two of them, Batman defeating Darkseid and Reverse Flash, and they're just highlights. He's obviously defeated many more. You can put it in the comments if you want. I won't be arguing with you. And compared to Tony Stark's Hulk and Magneto and Thanos, I'm going to give it to Batman. I'm going to give it to Batman because it's way more impressive that he's defeated Darkseid, and Reverse Flash is the one that gets me. So I'm going to give it to Batman. So that's 1-1. So that's 1-1. We're going into the final round. Technology, gadgets, equipment, all of that stuff. Now, having a look at it, Batman is very well gadgeted out. He has his Batmobile, he has his Batbike, he has his grapplers, he has his smoke machines, he has his EMPs. They're all pretty techy and all pretty anti-tech as well. Iron Man, on the other hand, is excessive with his tech, and he's smart, and he has multiple suits and backup suits and nanotech and all of that jazz. And I would say that they're pretty even when it comes to gadgets and technology. Batman might get the edge because he has Lucius Fox working alongside him, but on the whole, I think they're pretty even. The only thing that kind of makes him different is the way that Tony and Batman, Bruce Wayne, both think about how they use their tech. But I'm going to give them both a point. So going into the final discussion, they're 2-2 and they're equal. So my final thought, who I think would win between Iron Man and Batman. And on the whole, to be honest, they're very similar. They're very, very equal. But I've got to give it to Iron Man. And the reason, before you hate me and you dislike and you put all in the comments, the reason why I'm going to give it to Iron Man is because someone said on TikTok, and we have a TikTok, and if you want, you can follow along. We post Marvel and comic book stuff, but they said this: Batman's great and all, but he's struggled to deal with a clown and a crowbar for 20 plus years. And it's true. Batman really struggles with the Joker, someone who doesn't have any tech, doesn't have any superhuman strength, is just a guy with a crowbar, some bombs. It puts it all into perspective. And so I'm going to give it to Iron Man. But I'll leave you with this. Stan's rants. Obviously, years ago, when asked who would win in a fight between two different characters, he says the same answer every time. He says it depends on who's writing the comic book. I can discuss now all the reasons why I think Iron Man would win. But if maybe you were writing the comic, you'd find a way for Batman to win. Or maybe the person who was writing the comic between Iron Man and Magneto found a way for Iron Man to win. Whereas if we look at it plain sailing, we would say Magneto would destroy him. And the same with Darkseid and Batman. The person who wrote that comic made a way for Batman to win. So don't take it too seriously, but have fun. And we hope you enjoyed this video. If you disagreed, put it in the comments. We appreciate everyone's opinions. I want to communicate. I want to talk about it. So we look forward to seeing you in the comics and the comments. Look forward to seeing you in the comics and the comments. We'll see you soon.